I am Consumer Tech Review. I am a keyboard enthusiast. I review keyboards. I live and breathe keyboards every day, all day. You guys know me. And the number one question that I get asked over and over again is, what is the keyboard that I personally use every single day? So today we're gonna answer that. Going vlog style for this, but you can see this is one of my rooms and I have a bunch of keyboards. These are all custom keyboards that I've modded before. Now on the other side, we also have the same thing. All of these keyboards that I have modded. And basically everything like this Redragon K552, a super budget-friendly keyboard, all the way to one of my favorite builds ever, my Lego build. I love this thing, made out of Legos. But what is the keyboard that sits on my personal desk? Well, you might be shocked to hear this, but it is the GMMK Pro, guys. This is literally the keyboard that sits on my desk. But wait, that is not it. So first of all, this is my GMMK Pro build by Glorious, Sign RGB. I really do like the Sard RGB. Akko's ASA profile keycaps, and then Gateron Black Ink V2s. This is how it sounds. Pretty good. However, the reason that it's on my desk is, well, I don't use one keyboard. And I literally just took this off the shelf because it was there and it had a USB-C that fit fat cables. And so I used it. So now we're actually gonna go into my favorite keyboards, which are not at all probably what you think they're going to be. Now this keyboard is the one that I'll use when I'm typing out notes. I'll constantly switch between the GMMK Pro, that's just what I've been using recently, and then my Ducky 13SF. This has fake GMK keycaps on it, lubed Akko Ocean Blues, and then custom painted side pieces to then match this. It looks really nice. This is what it sounds like. So overall, a pretty quiet but very nice tactile, especially for typing. This is my go-to for writing notes. But guys, my number one most used keyboard ever, this is probably of all time. This is including past as well as present. My most used keyboard of all time, and that is this right here. This is my Royal Kludge RK84, an OG, one of the keyboards that I have been recommending for a very long time. Now, this is my custom build that I actually did a full video on, and then I changed it up later with Drop's new DCX profile, kind of a competitor to GMK keycaps at a cheaper price. So this has the Drop DCX, all of these keyboards and what I've built them will be linked below if you want to check them out also. But these have the DCX keycaps on it, Akko vintage white switches that are lubed, and some tape mods and stuff like that. But this is one of the most unique builds that I've ever done. It is so poppy, it's like beyond poppy. Listen to this. It's insane. You listen to that. It's insane. I've never built anything quite like this. I haven't found any board that will sound like this. And the stabilizers, even since modding and lubing them, I haven't had to re-lube them or anything like that, and they still sound and feel very good, especially for being such a poppy keyboard. But it's not just the sound and the feel. This one also has, when you plug it in, it has two of those USB Type A ports, which is amazing, but the battery life is absolutely insane. I've had this for a month and a half without ever charging it, using it every single day. I don't even know how that's possible. The backlight was either off, I think it was off most of the time, but this thing literally lasted a month and a half on battery using the 2.4 gigahertz USB dongle, because for my videos and my monitor channel, I have to be able to game wirelessly easily. It's just so much easier to take this on and off the desk, which I'm constantly doing. The Royal Kludge RK84 is the keyboard that I probably use more than anything and have used more than anything, but that's not the end of the story because, well, this is not a one-man show. I have an editor who is my girlfriend, if you guys do not know, Haley, and the keyboard that she uses, well, let's actually go over there right now. I think she's editing. Okay, coming out the door, we're gonna go over there right now. All right, coming over here, now we have Haley doing her thing, doing the editing, and this, we got it right here. This is the, you guys aren't even going to believe this. It is a Keychron keyboard. This is the K8 Pro. And you must be like, he actually uses a Keychron K8 Pro? Yeah, so this is what we use for the main editing desk. Now we edit off of a Mac Mini because M1's so cheap and just insane processing power, but the Keychron keyboards work really well out of the box with Max OS. So because of that, we want that compatibility, and we have the switch for Mac and Windows on the side. And we also previously used to switch between two different computers, a PC and a Mac. And so having the switch on the side was really, really helpful. The other thing is just out of the box, this is a nice keyboard. It's not incredible, but it's a nice keyboard. The switches are nice and lubed. You won't get fatigued and you have a good time editing with this. The stabilizers do get a little bit of annoying because the keycaps don't really sound the best and the stabilizers don't really sound the best, but it overall is good. And Haley uses this the majority of the time, and she's less picky than I am with stabilizers. But as well as that, it also feels nice and premium, not overly premium, but it has this nice metal bezel. But the big thing is 1, Mac compatibility, and 2, reliability. This thing doesn't have the biggest battery in the world, but the Bluetooth connectivity is really, really good. We've really never had a problem connecting it to multiple different devices, switching back and forth. And really my only complaint is that it doesn't have a bigger battery. Now, I will say the battery is nice and large and it does last a very long time, but compared to the Royal Clutch RK84, that one lasts a super long time. I don't think I've even charged that in many months. So really the 4 keyboards that I use every day are the GMMK Pro, the Ducky 13 SF, the Royal Clutch RK84, and then the Keychron K8 Pro. But are those my favorite keyboards? No. Now you can obviously see on the shelves, I have a lot of keyboards that I'm proud of, or ones that honestly just look cool. There are 2 keyboards that really stand out to me as being, well, my favorite keyboards. Not necessarily that I would use them every day because they aren't as practical, but they are my favorite keyboards. And I bet you won't be able to guess what they are. In fact, comment below what you think they are and let's see if you're right. If you get one right, I'll be impressed. And if you guys thought I was gonna say ACO, you're right, but it's not their typical ACO keyboard. It is this. This is the 3068. However, this is not the 3068B when the 3068 got really good. This is the 3068 V2, which came before the 3068B. And in this generation, the stabilizers weren't fantastic and they hadn't really perfected it, but this colorway, the beautiful, same build quality, overall absolutely beautiful dual stage risers, USB-C, Bluetooth connection, 2.4 gigahertz USB dongle. So you have all that connectivity, but then the keycaps. Now I believe that this has only been a one-time thing. Now ACO's done a bunch of these crazy different keycaps, but this one is more of, it's less in your face and it's so artistic and beautiful. I haven't found anything like this. I mean, literally look at those keycaps. They are absolutely beautiful. Now this is what it sounds like. This has ACO Ocean Blues. Nothing is lubed. Nothing has been tuned. This is totally stock. It doesn't sound good, okay? I mean, it feels nice because they're ACO Ocean Blues and I like the way the ACO Ocean Blues feel, but they're not lubed, so they could feel better. And overall, it doesn't sound good. And the stabilizers definitely need work, but I just love it because of how it looks. And honestly, I love this keyboard and I've been wanting to mod it, but I've been so scared because I only have one and I don't think I can get another one. So this is one of my favorite keyboards. And the second one, you're definitely not gonna be able to guess. And for this one, because it is so special, I actually keep it in a secret hiding place. This is gonna be called a splace now, but it's all the way down here, and there she is. My HyperX Alloy FPS RGB. Boys, this is probably my favorite keyboard ever, and let's get a sound test. Oh yes, the sweet sound of a rattle. So why is it my favorite keyboard ever? Well, this is my favorite keyboard because of the RGB. Now, if we pop a keycap off, you can see a couple things going on here. So first you can see these are Kailh silver speed switches, which are not really an enthusiast switch, which is weird, right? But if you see, RGB LED is all the way up there. It is so protruded, and it is the single brightest keyboard that I have ever used. Now, the other thing is that this uses mini USB, not USB-C. So I got this adapter on Amazon that converts that to USB-C so that I can use any custom cable that I want, and that's what I rock with it. But then the only other thing that I've done to this is putting keycaps on it. And at night, this thing absolutely, let me show you. And look at that, absolutely insane. Plugged in with the USB-C with that dongle, very, very cool. But look at how bright this is. Unbelievably bright, so beautiful. The only thing that I wish it had is 2 RGBs on either side of that space bar. But besides that, this thing is such a vibe to game on. There's literally no other keyboard. Doesn't matter if it had amazing sounding switches or stabilizers, the experience of having a desk that glows because of your keyboard, well, it's fantastic. So even though it's shameful, and even though I'm a keyboard enthusiast who is supposed to not like RGB that much, I can't help but just absolutely loving that board for what it is because it is so, so cool. So yeah, again, if you want to check out any of the keyboards in this video, there are links below as well as keycaps, everything like that, like the Drop DCX. Highly recommend those keycaps, loved them. But finally, I have answered the question. Those are the keyboards that I use all the time, although I do switch between a lot of them a lot of the time. Here are two honorable mentions that I did want to mention. First is the Tester 68. I absolutely loved building that keyboard. For a price of 28 bucks, it was so fun to take basically a keyboard that doesn't even have a USB-C. It's literally battery power with two AAAs, I believe, to take it from what it was with terrible stabilizers to then sounding like that. This thing. Oh, it sounds so good for being so incredibly budget. And I loved that. Now the second one is actually this one up on the shelf right here, which is the Camovo EpoMaker one together that I actually didn't like parts of the case because I thought they should have had more screws, but a lot of this I actually really liked. I love the 1800 form factor. The stabilizers turned out to be really, really good. And the overall sound I thought was very nice. You also have some premium touches, like this gold band and this kind of weight here on the bottom. And then this little accent where you can customize it easily was awesome. So this keyboard, definitely one that I personally love. Now I do want to say, I recommend like the ACO 3068B, which if there was one keyboard that I was gonna buy and I knew all of the information that I had now, but I didn't have a keyboard, I would probably just buy the 3068B. But since I have so many keyboards that I can constantly switch between and not just get a single keyboard that's the jack of all trades, I would probably get the ACO 3068B. But I'm so fortunate enough to be able to use so many keyboards that I use so many keyboards. But yeah, this was Consumer Tech Review. I had a really good time making this video. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it as well. And please comment below what you guys use, your daily driver keyboard. It can be between 1 and 10 keyboards because I know I probably use 10. But this was Consumer Tech Review. I'll see you guys in the next video.